Hey everybody, welcome and thanks for joining the GuruFocus platform overview. I'm Will, and today I'll be taking you through a few of GuruFocus's key tools and functions. In weeks past, I've tried to kind of cram everything into one single overview, but today we're just going to focus on three of GuruFocus's most essential tools and kind of a basic workflow for how to utilize them effectively. Those three key tools are going to be GuruFocus's stock screeners, our stock summary pages, and the GuruFocus portfolio tools. So those are going to kind of be your center of gravity as far as the functionality of GuruFocus goes. Now, stock screeners, if you're not familiar, are a tool that you can use to find stocks based on any metric you're curious about. In order to pull up GuruFocus stock screeners, you just hover over this screeners tab here and click on any one of these links here. But if you click on the all-in-one screeners link in red there, it's going to bring up a completely blank screener. Up here at the top, we have the filters section, and down in the bottom, we have the results. So right now, since we pulled up a blank screener, we have essentially nothing in the filters section, meaning since nothing's being filtered out, down here in the results section, we just have the entire universe of stocks. But were we to start adding different values to some of these pre-existing filters, the screener would then filter out from the results section everything that did not meet the criteria that we gave that screener. So some of our more advanced users like to start from scratch and see what they can find. But if you hover over this screeners drop down, in the left-hand column here are tons of different pre-built GuruFocus screens. And these pre-built screens tend to focus on different types of investing styles and principles. And it just depends on what is most suited for you and your personal strategy. So as you can see, we have some things that focus on insider buying activity, some dividend-focused screeners, growth-focused, quality, value, all kinds of stuff. And as soon as you click on one of these pre-existing GuruFocus screens, in that filters section, it's going to load up all of the values and filters associated with that GuruFocus screen. So just now I clicked on the high quality and low capex screener, and that loaded up about 22 different filters. And as you can see, we've got the different pre-built filters separated into these different categories. But if you want a quick overview of all of the active filters running on any given screener, whether it be a GuruFocus screen or one you've built yourself, all you would have to do is click on this active filters tab here. So that's going to remove all of the options and just pull up the screeners that are actively running at the moment, or the filters that are actively running at the moment on this particular screener. So I clicked on the high quality and low capex GuruFocus screen. So we can see here by clicking on that active filters button, this one focuses on things like high financial strength, strong margins, history of strong growth and predictable earnings, and lots of other things like that. And so as soon as we click on this high quality low capex button, down here in the results section, we now have, as you can see, instead of 11,000 stocks, we have 47. And those 47 stocks are each going to meet the criteria that we've specified here. So down in the results section right now are all the stocks that met the criteria of the high quality low capex GuruFocus screen. But now that we've got this pulled up, you could then customize the screener to your liking. So you could either adjust existing metrics, or you could add in entirely new ones as well. We can see here that as you adjust or add in metrics, those results are going to update automatically. So no need to refresh or reload anything. as you make changes, your results will update to reflect that. So we can see as I added in that GF score minimum, our total number of stocks down here in the results section went from 47 to 41 because it filtered out the 6 stocks apparently that did not have a GF score of 90 or above. So you can continue adjusting, tweaking, adding to this screener as you saw fit, and it would keep narrowing those results based on the criteria you fed the screener. And once you hit a point that you're happy with it, you can come up here, click this save button, and once you give that new screener a name, instead of being in this left column here with the GuruFocus screens, it'll show up in your My Screeners column here. So you can quickly come back to it and keep tabs on any of those potential opportunities. But additionally, in that save window pop-up, if you leave that email alert button checked, you can get notified every time a new company makes your screen that didn't previously. So, companies change over time, and as they update their financial results, some of their underlying fundamentals will change. So from time to time, companies that didn't used to qualify for a given screener will do so upon growing or solidifying their financials or things of that nature. And so you can basically build out one of these screens, leave that email alert button checked, and develop a passive pipeline of good investing candidates and opportunities, and just get notified anytime a new potential investment meets your personal criteria. So this is a super powerful and convenient tool. But I mentioned getting the screener dialed into something that really works for you. A bunch of people, I imagine, will be in a position where they don't know exactly what would and wouldn't work for them. In that case, I'd definitely recommend playing around with our backtesting tool. So that's a button you'd click right here, kind of towards the bottom middle of your screener. And right now I've got that kind of modified high quality screener pulled up. And what this backtesting button allows you to do is feed historical data to the screener, which allows you to examine the selection strategy that you're using with the screener. So this backtesting tool essentially builds a hypothetical portfolio based on this screener's selection strategy. So there's some options you gotta dial in here. For example, the number of stocks you want to put in your portfolio from the screener results here. So let's say 15. We're going to take the top 15 stocks of this screener's results and put them in a hypothetical portfolio. Other thing you have to answer is, what does top mean? Because everything in the results section of this screener is just going to pass or fail the qualifications of the screener in a binary way. Either it does or does not meet the qualifications of the screener. You then have to decide how to rank those results. We give you the ability to do that essentially any way you would like, whether it be based on one of the existing metrics in the screener, be it GF score, financial strength, etc. Or you can even design your own custom rankings, special ways to rank the results. But for the sake of the example here, I'll choose profitability rank. So of all of the stocks that qualify for this screener, I'm going to take the top 15 based on profitability rank. So the 15 stocks out of this screener that have the highest profitability rank. Then you pick the time period that you want to test. So let's say January of 2021 to present. And then how often you want to rebalance this portfolio using this screener selection strategy. So let's just go with a year for now to make things simple. But once you get those parameters set, all you have to do is click go, and then the screener is going to run all of that historical data through the filters here And then at the end, once it pulls each of those rebalance periods, it'll give you an overview of the performance of that portfolio and that screener's selection strategy. So now that it's finished here, we can see in the performance and charts section that we have this performance overview benchmarked against the major indices, risk and return information up here, annualized details down here. And then if you want to drill down into the specific stocks that were selected from this screener and selection strategy, you just click here to examine each individual rebalance period. So since we set the rebalance period to 12 months, each of these periods is a year. If we were to set it to 6 months, these would each be 6-month periods, etc. But you can examine each of the stocks in your portfolio for any given rebalance period. So this is a great way to examine the underlying strategy behind either a GuruFocus screener or one of your own custom screeners, and really drill down into the kind of performance you're looking for and feel more confident in any strategy you decide to go with. So saying you've played around with one of these screeners and really dialed in your strategy using the backtesting tool, and you're happy with the kind of results the screener has given you. From there, you have kind of two options. You can either start adding them directly to a portfolio, either to monitor long-term or as potential investments, or you can jump straight to those stocks summary pages and start researching them individually. So clicking on any ticker is going to jump you to that stock summary page. The same thing would happen if you had a particular stock in mind that you wanted to research. You would just come up here to this search bar, type in that ticker, and same thing. As soon as you click on it, it's going to jump you to that summary page. The summary page is going to give you all of your key essentials about a stock. Up here in the top left, we have not only all the kind of key stats you'd be interested in, valuation ratios, market cap, trade volume, all that good stuff. But here just below it, we have these warning signs set up, which is a great tool. All you have to do is, if you see any warning signs that would be interesting to you, give it a click. And then here you can get highlighted every individual metric that has good or bad potential and an explanation of why. So that's a super easy way to keep tabs on potential risks of either a potential investment or an existing investment. And then just here to the right, we have the GF score. The GF score is going to be our singular snapshot of a company's overall strength and outperformance potential. And that's going to be based off of these 5 subcategories here. We've got momentum, value, profitability, growth, and financial strength. And then each of those subcategories has its own individual ranking. So if you scroll just a little bit down here on the summary page, we have a breakdown of each of those GF score subcategories. And each subcategory has its own individual ranking out of 10. So here you can see the breakdown of the financial strength, profitability, momentum, value, and growth, and then each of the metrics that goes into making up that subcategory's overall score. So a couple of really cool things about this. One would be these columns here that let you super quickly and easily visualize how every individual metric stacks up, not just against that company's own personal history, but also its industry as a whole. So when analyzing potential investments, comparing a company to its industry peers is going to be absolutely essential. So this is a super great tool, a really easy way to do that quickly and conveniently. But if there are any of these metrics on this summary page that you're either not familiar with or you want some more details on, all you have to do is give it a click and it'll jump you to a terms page. That terms page will give you a definition of the metric, an idea of what a good and bad version of that metric looks like, as well as a deeper history, a competitive analysis, and all kinds of super great, super detailed information. So you can drill down about as deep as you'd like to with all of these metrics here. Beyond that, the summary page can present about any piece of information you're interested in, whether that comes from the financials page, the forecast page, the interactive chart feature. Whatever it is you're interested in, you can pin to your summary pages in a custom layout. All you would have to do is click Switch to My View. That gives you the option to add all kinds of different widgets, which widget is just our name for all of these little boxes here that pull pieces of information from across the site. So for example, you could set up, financial statement breakdowns, set up analyst forecasts, GF value chart, all kinds of basically, and then you can move things around wherever you'd like. And so you can have the information you're most interested in front and center. So if it's something you're interested in, would definitely recommend putting in kind of the little bit of time up front to design the summary pages for you, because then they can follow you around the site and just cut that research time dramatically. But were you to pull up a stock summary page like this, do your research, and decide it's something you are interested in investing in, again, a couple of options. You can either use the alerts feature here to set up notifications based on that particular stock. So if you would like to invest in it, but not until it hits a certain price or hits a certain valuation target or something of that nature, you just click this little bell icon and set up any number of custom alerts so you can get notified as soon as that stock hits that target you're interested in. But if you'd just like to monitor it long term or analyze how it would fit into a potential portfolio, you can click this plus button here, the add to portfolio button, and that's going to give you the option to add this stock to one of your existing watch lists or create a new one from scratch here once you give it a name. By adding a stock to a portfolio, that gives you lots of different analytical tools that you can leverage from there. So for example, for starters, here is this fully customizable table, so you can side by side any and all metrics you're interested in analyzing or comparing between any particular stocks. And in order to change that, you would just come up here and click this Edit Save button. And similarly to the screener filters, we have just hundreds upon hundreds of pre-built metrics that you can use. All you do is click to add it to your table, and then drag and drop to rearrange the columns of that table. And then that would customize your presentation here. Once you got one of those unique views built out, you could go in, save it, and then it would show up in your My Views section for you to quickly come back to if you want to set up multiple different table layouts to use, or you can set it as a default to come back to anytime you open a particular stock. So that's a super great tool for one. But if you click this Edit Save button and you're looking through these filters and we're hoping to add something to your table that you can't find, you can come up here to this Build Customized Fields button. You can actually build your own expressions to add to the table as well. So that works for this portfolio table view as well as the screener also. You can build custom metrics to filter by also. So GuruFocus in general is kind of infinitely customizable. If there's ever anything you're hoping to do with the platform but you can't quite figure out how, all of our trial users and members have the option to schedule one-on-one meetings with us where we can hop on Zoom with you and help walk you through whatever issues you might be facing, questions you have, and help you set up your workflows and make sure the platform is giving you the most value possible. But beyond this table here, some other super cool tools. You don't have to build out all your own views. We have lots of different GuruFocus views set up that focus on different things, such as profitability versus growth versus dividends. So it's a super easy way to analyze your portfolio from a bunch of different perspectives that are all grounded in solid long-term investing principles. We've also got this charting tool here. If you click on the chart button, that gives you the option to compare in chart form all of the stocks in your portfolio with essentially any chart you're interested in, GF score, GF value. You can chart their financial statements, Peter Lynch charts, dividends, etc. So super great tool there. The performance tab here is where you would keep track of all of the performance, risk, and return information. So for a hypothetical watch list, you'd want to go into the holdings section here and input some hypothetical transactions in order to get the performance tab working. Or if you come in and click this link a brokerage account button, you can actually sign in to your brokerage account through GuruFocus, link your real portfolio, and then do all of your risk and return analysis of your actual portfolio here in GuruFocus, which that's another super powerful tool. It's super safe. That gives you all the other GuruFocus portfolio related tools like the charting feature, the customizable tables, and then one of the other more powerful features would be this alerts tab here. So let's say you link your actual brokerage portfolio, and then similarly to the stock specific alerts we touched on earlier, that'll give you the option to set up all kinds of alerts to monitor an existing portfolio. So if you want to get notified about new earnings call transcripts or new earnings filings or guru trades or valuation changes, all kinds of customizable alerts you can set up to get notified of any changes or alterations to your portfolio. So super powerful tool here as well for not just, like we talked about earlier, examining potential investments, but monitoring existing ones as well. Then finally, nice feature to the portfolio tool as well is going to be this news tab here, which will let you quickly comb through all of the latest headlines based on the stocks in your portfolio. It's just going to pull headlines based on the stocks in a given portfolio. So this is a great way to kind of simplify your process and get all of your analysis into one place. And then all of this stuff, whether it be the summary page metrics, your portfolios table, the screener results, all of this data is downloadable into Excel. So if you like to do your own financial modeling or like to work in Excel, make that super easy to convert all of that over. We also have the Excel add-in tool, which lets you extract GuruFocus data into Excel. But unfortunately, that is now a topic for another time. So if that's something that piques your interest, make sure and join us next week and we'll dive deeper into some of the other components of GuruFocus and the ways it can strengthen and simplify your investing process. So thank you everybody for joining us. Make sure to reach out and let us know if you have any questions at all. Otherwise, see you next time. Bye-bye.